Hello everybody. So I'm in a bit of a card making mood today and I'm making Father's Day cards. One for my husband, one for my brother-in-law, and I'm getting ready to make one for my brother now. So I thought I'd film it as I go along so you can see what I did. These are very similar. I use the same layout. I use the same paper pack, just different papers, and I'll show you what I did. So this opens like this, like so. So in order to make a standard size card, this has to be 5.5 by 4.25. So basically you take 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and you're going to cut it in half. So I'm going to go over to 4.25. So the nice thing is you can make two card bases out of one piece of paper. And I'm going to line that up. And as I said with this trimmer, the reason I love it so much, it's got lines all the way up so you can really see that you're lining it up properly. Okay, stick this one aside. And I'm going to just fold this in half. And I could score it if I wanted to, but I'm just going to fold it in half really quickly. And I will use my bone folder because I like to get that nice crisp crease there. Okay, so there's my card base. So I'm going to cut the next. This one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to take a black layer. And so the next layer, I'm going to go 1/4 inch in. So that means it needs to be 4. And it needs to go up to 5.25. So let me get this down here. So that means I've got my 4 lined up, and these little prongs there need to line up to 5.25. And I may not be getting that exactly right because it is very hard to see. You know what? I'm going to do it all the way up and cut it the other way because it is very hard for me to see at this angle. Okay, so let's see, 5.25 is right there. And slice it. Normally you can slice it up and across with this thing, but I'd have to get my head right in the way and you would not be able to see what I'm doing. So here's my next layer is going to be black. And I'm going to take some musical notes on this one. And I don't know, this one may be for my husband. He does play guitar. So now this needs to be, so we just did 4 for this one, right? And so this one's going to be 3 3/4 across. And instead of 5.25, it's going to be 5. Let me get it to the 5-inch mark there. And there you go. So now we have a couple of layers here. And I really like that black with those musical notes. I don't know why, but I do. And do I have this upside down? I don't play an instrument, so yes, I believe it goes like that. And this is going to go on here. And I just really love those colors together. Okay, I like to put my card, what's going to go on my card base together first. That way, if anything gets messed up, I don't like the way I stamped, I don't like anything that I did, you can start over. You haven't ruined the whole card. Okay, we need a tag. And did I get one out? Nope. So I just have all these tags that I don't know where I got them or when, but I'm going to distress this and kind of make it fit a little more with the theme of the card. So I have this frayed burlap, Tim Holtz Distressing and frayed burlap, and I have one of his inkers. If you don't have this, then just use a tag or just use, any kind of a layer on top of this card to do your stamping. I just want to distress this because I want it to kind of go with the theme of this paper pack that I have here. And this paper pack is called Collections by Lori Whitlock, and it's for Echo Park. And I picked it up the other day at Tuesday morning, so I don't know if it's readily available. If I can find it on Amazon, I'll leave the link to it. It really does have some nice papers in it. Okay, so I think that's nice and distressed. You'll notice I have a craft mat down because I was going to be doing that. I don't want to make a huge mess everywhere. Okay, so let's fix up this tag. We're going to decorate it a little bit. You can see from the other cards that I put some things on the tag before I stamped it. So let's see here. I have this that came with the paper pack, this sheet of stickers. And I might use, let's see here. That looks nice, huh? I think I'm going to use that right there. And since it's a sticker, it's going to stick right on, and I'm just going to trim it off with my scissors and leave the rest on this sheet to use later. But if you don't have stickers, you could take you can take a piece of the same paper and trim it down and put it across, which is what I did with one of the other cards. So that's one thing. Now I want something else at the top. What should we put up there? Because my stamping is going to go down here. Let's see. I kind of like this clock. That's kind of nice. Yeah, let's put that clock there. That's nice. Okay, let's do our stamping down at the bottom. Always do your stamping before you attach it to anything else, in case you mess up your stamping. Because if there's one thing that's going to get messed up, it's probably going to be that. I'm going to use this black licorice True Color Fusion. It's a Fun Stamper's Journey ink, and I'm just going to kind of center that. And I really do like this Happy Father's Day. Isn't that nice? That's nice. It's crisp. I love these red rubber stamps. Fun Stamper's Journey does the red rubber etch stamps, and I'm just loving the detail that you get out of them. Okay, and this stamp set looks like this. It has all the different sentiments for the different holidays, and it is called Annual Celebrations. It's a Fun Stamper's Journey stamp set, and I will link below to how you can get that. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of twine on this. So let me cut out. This again is from Fun Stamper's Journey. It is the natural twine, or I think they call it thread actually. To me it's twine, but I think they call it thread. So I'm just going to loop it in half. I'm going to put the top loop through here, and then I'm going to pull these ends through that loop, and then pull them up tight like that. Like that. Okay, I want a strip or something to go down this side so it's not quite as plain. I have a piece of zip strip that's keys. No, I don't really like that one. Let's see, is this long enough? Nope, that's not long enough. I have this one. I think that blends in too much. I think I'm going to take this piece and do just a really thin, maybe 1/2 inch up. So let me get my trimmer out again. Thought I was done with it, but I'm not. So we're going to do, let's see here, there's 1/2 inch. And I'm not going to worry about how tall it is because I'm going to cut that off after I attach it. Okay, so first thing, let's attach the musical notes right onto the black piece. And this has a map on the back. I mean, this paper pack was just gorgeous and really screamed masculine cards. Even though it's got a floral piece to it, I just thought of masculine cards when I saw it. And I've got a little glob there. I'm going to move that across. I don't want any of this bleeding out, especially on black cardstock. It can leave, you use liquid glue, and I don't want that shiny look there because this is very distressed looking. Okay, so I'm going to take this strip like that, and I'm going to attach it with one of the little staplers. You can use a regular stapler. You can use, you could just glue it down, tape it down, whatever adhesive you have. But I like the look of this with the stapler. Okay, I'm going to cut a little bit of this off so it's easier to staple. And I kind of like the look of it hanging off the ends. So I'm going to leave that like that. And now I'm going to attach my tag. And we're almost done with this. See what I mean by this is pretty easy, pretty quick to do. These tags I think you can buy in a big pack at Michael's. Oops, I want this to go on top. And let's just get it like that. And let's put a little more glue here, but that's not wanting to stick down all the way on that side. Okay, I'm going to not leave that quite as long. I think I'm going to trim a little bit of that off. Okay, now all we have to do is put it on our card base, like so. Get that the glue on here. And this, I think I've talked about this glue bottle so much. I've got my Journey Glaze in here, which is my favorite liquid glue from Fun Stamper's Journey, but I switched it into this bottle that I found on Amazon, and they come in a 2-pack, relatively cheap. and just really nice. Doesn't clog. It has this little tip that goes over like this. You sometimes wipe off the glue there because that will form a little seal across the top, and then put your little tip back on. But really a great thing to have if you're a crafter. You know how frustrating it is for liquid glue because they always clog. So there, I think I'm going to trim this little piece here off a little bit more so it's level with the card. And on the top, just barely need to cut any off. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to take, I have some of this Journey Silk, and I have it in gold and I have it in bronze. And I'm going to use a little bit of both. Always shake these up so you can see they settle to the bottom. So I'm going to shake it up. First I'm going to use the gold. Let's see how that looks. It comes with a little brush. You just flick it however much you want. And I think that's good for the gold. And then I'm going to do some of the bronze and flick it too. Good thing I have my craft mat down, huh? And this never turns out the same way twice when you do this with the flicking with the brush. I'm okay with that. I love the way it looks. Okay, so this is how this one turned out. And I'm not sure, like I said, which card I'll give to which dad. They're similar, but they're different. Okay, where's the other card? I've lost it. I lost a card. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Okay, so I have 3 of them. Here's this one. Here's this one. And here's the third one. Like I said, same design, same paper pack, but all look just a little bit different. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching, and happy crafting.